What's going on, everybody? Just had a repair I had to do on a Apex time saver, changing the conveyor belt out. Since I was stayed late today anyway, I decided to go ahead and do a video on my basic EDC toolkit, the thing I always carry on me whenever I'm going to do repairs, anything from light duty to something semi-complicated. I don't have to keep going back to the cage to get extra tools and stuff like that. I can be lazy and just deal with what I got on me instead of going back and forth. Maybe you're a lazy maintenance tech or maybe you're a lazy tech like that. You like to have as many one size fits most as you can, so you don't have to keep going, and maybe this will help you out. First thing from right to left, back to front, is my Streamlight Stylus Pro. This is my favorite flashlight. I use it almost daily doing inspections and stuff like that. Good enough lumens. I always have one in my pocket as well, but this, a backup to a backup, or if I need to hand it to somebody to watch something while I go test something, you can hand it off to somebody, get someone extra to help you out. The next thing is a voltage tester, hot stick. Now this one is kind of a piece of junk. I've already went through one of them. It just died on me. I haven't done anything crazy with it, just double checking outlets, doing stuff like that while doing troubleshooting, and out of nowhere it just stopped working. And no real way to warranty it. It says take it into a Milwaukee place. You can't send it in online, so that's kind of a negative in my opinion. Next thing I have on my tool bag is my couple rolls of electrical tape. I usually carry plumber's tape on me as well, but the little plastic deals keep breaking just for me climbing up and down and doing different stuff. So I have to find a better way to carry that on me. Next thing is Milwaukee box cutter. I really am not brand loyal. I don't care one way or the other what your tools say. They could say Hercules for all that. I care. Just to have a lot of Milwaukee tools because they are pretty darn. Next thing is the Milwaukee wire strippers. I like these. These are fairly small, fairly compact. I don't have to. I don't have a lot of heavy duty cables that I have to work with. If I do, I'll use something else, or I'll use the cutting knives on here to strip it back if I need to. This is another thing I do not leave the shop without, and I added one to this just in case I miss mine, is the Klein Tools 11-in-1, the single most handy invention maintenance tech can have. There's so many different odd repairs you can do with them. It's really awesome. Set of electrician's screwdrivers too. These are the Milwaukee types. I'll probably end up going with the Klein Tools when I upgrade, but hey, I actually use these more than my regular screwdrivers. A lot of people get on to me for using them for non-electrician type stuff, and I get it. You want to maintain that insulation as best you can. It just sometimes it doesn't work out that way, and I like having a little bit of extra protection, even working on something non-electrical. So next thing is, you've seen my recent short, is the Milwaukee set of combination wrenches. This is the small 7 or 8 piece set SAE. I believe this is the same set that Torque Test channel just did, except they did the metric version. And in my opinion, these are some of the best looking wrenches on the market. I like that style. They're also really good functioning. I haven't had too many bolts round off using that really aggressive bite jaws, and they work really well for what I've had to use them for. So I guess only time will tell, but it was a good upgrade from my gear wrenches. Pair of Klein Tools crimpers, putting little electrical fittings on when working on CNC machines and whatnot. Excuse the rust on these, and excuse the rust on most of my tools. It's been raining here in Texas. I've tried to wipe them down and keep them sprayed with oil just to keep them protected, but it is what it is. I use my Klein Tools. Next thing is my Klein Tools pliers wrench. These are the kind that change from a flat wrench to a little pipe wrench deal. These are awesome for what I've had to do as far as plumbing and or just general maintenance work. They won't really work that well when you're trying to take off something super tight that's been on there and rusted shut for 20 years, like especially on airlines, but they work really well for what they are, doing new installs. Next thing is set of cable cutters. I believe these are the Klein tools. Doing short power cord repairs, replacing plugs and stuff like that. Always have those on hand. The Klein tools electrician scissors. A lot of you, if you have to work with IET and terminate a lot of Cat 6, that's always handy to have on there. Thing obviously is the Klein tools lineman's pliers. Probably the single most handy pliers you can have for twisting up your wires properly, putting your wire nuts on, doing stuff like that. You need to get everything, with a good mechanical bond on there so they don't come off. I always have that on me. A couple Sharpies. I usually have 2, 3, 4. You leave one by a machine, you always want to have a backup just in case or something like that. But I know a lot of people prefer like wax pens. I really should get one of those, but Sharpies work just fine. Next thing is a pair of flush cutters. I've actually seen the Doyle pair I kind of want to pick up and mess with. This is kind of just I don't even know the brand on these, but these are fantastic. Once again, using them for Cat 6, small electrical work. Terminating your zip ties. If you're one of those that leaves your tails on your zip ties, you should be flogged. Next thing, pair of needle nose. Obviously, you drop something and you're working on something fairly precise. You're trying to get it on there. Needle nose will save your ass working on machines if you drop something. You don't have to take stuff apart to get it back in. Next thing is Klein Tools precision screwdriver. This is essential if you're working on CNC machines and stuff like that, where you have those little tiny contactors and stuff like that that require really small screws. Always have that on me. Pair of rigid pipe cutters, all the way up to 1 inch, I believe is what these do. These for conduit, for copper pipe, stuff like that. Then next up is the Klein Tools plug tester. I always have this on me as like a kind of not just checking outlets, checking to make sure everything's wired properly after I'm done doing electrical work, but if I need to make sure I am getting power to an outlet, I always have these on me as a quick checker, and then if something's messed up from there, I'll use my multimeter. Klein Tools micro ratchet. This thing's kind of rough. I'm probably going to replace it with something here before long, but while it's working, I'm still going to use it. It works. It's just rough and doesn't have a very good back drag on it, so it is what it is kind of deal. Next thing on the list is my MacPack toolkit that I have. I know it's heretical, but I have a Milwaukee M12 impact driver in there. I'm probably going to get the Milwaukee M12 3/8 impact before long. But this little impact driver does 90% of what I need to do if I need a drill, and it's small and compact. It's a lot better than carrying my 18-volt Makita around. I do have my Makita 1/2-inch impact if I need to get something heavy duty off, but that usually stays in the maintenance cage because I don't want to carry it around all day. Set of Milwaukee drill bits. They're good. They're cheap enough, and they last fairly long. Even doing like metal drilling and stuff like that. And then I just recently picked up these Makita, impact bits that were on sale, 100 piece for $25. I mean, there may be better deals out there, but they look good to me. So I got those. I used to use the we had a couple Ryobi sets at the shop, and they work for what they are. They just tend to break off pretty easily, or they don't get put back because you don't value them as much, because obviously when the shop is paying for your tools, you don't really care where they go, but when you start spending your own money, you start keeping track a little bit better. It's funny how that works. Well, if you have any suggestions of things I should add, let me know, and let me know what you think of my toolkit. Thank you very much. Y'all have a good one. Goodbye.